Let the room settle round you, and let your thoughts soften. Camus always begins here, at the quiet edge where life feels both familiar and strange. The absurd isn't chaos or madness. It's the simple and settling truth that we search for meaning in a world that does not explain itself. Humans crave clarity, purpose, reassurance, yet the universe remains silent no matter how loudly. We ask, this tension between our longing and the world's indifference is the absurd, not as an enemy, but as a condition of being alive. It appears in those late-night moments when routine suddenly feels hollow, when the world feels distant, when you sense that life offers no map, no final answer, no ultimate guarantee. For Camus, this realization isn't darkness. It's the first awakening, a quiet acknowledgement that life has no built-in meaning, and that this strange gap between desire and reality is exactly where human freedom begins. The absurd is not a conclusion, it's the starting point, a lens that allows you to see existence without illusions, and to discover what can still flourish in that clarity. The silent universe. Now drift a little deeper into Camus looked at the world and noticed something most people try hard to ignore. The universe does not speak back. It does not answer questions. It does not justify suffering. It does not explain why we are here, or what we should become. For centuries, humans tried to fill that silence with gods, with fate, with cosmic stories meant to reassure us. But Camus believed that once you listen honestly, you hear the truth beneath everything. The universe is vast, quiet, and completely indifferent to our hopes. This isn't cruelty. It's simply silence, a silence so large that it can feel unsettling at first. But there is a strange comfort in that silence too. The world isn't against you. It isn't judging you. It isn't waiting for you to succeed or fail. It simply is, and within that neutrality, a gentle space opens, a space where you can live without the pressure of cosmic expectations, where you can breathe without feeling watched, where you can choose your path without waiting for permission from the stars. The silence that once frightened you becomes a quiet room, and in that room, you begin to hear something else. Your own voice, your own intentions, your own freedom. The weight of consciousness. Settle into the stillness for a moment, because this section moves us closer to the heart of Camus' thought, the part where philosophy becomes deeply personal. Consciousness, for Camus, is both a gift and a burden. It's the quiet awareness that follows us everywhere. The awareness that we are alive, that time moves only forward, that every moment slips away even as we experience it. Most creatures simply exist. They follow instinct. They move through the world without questioning their purpose or their fate. But humans, uniquely, strangely, are forced to confront themselves. This is what Camus calls the weight of consciousness. The sense that you are watching your own life unfold, that you understand its fragility, and that you alone are responsible for the choices you make. Consciousness brings an ache that animals never feel, the longing for meaning, the fear of emptiness, the awareness of death. It wakes you in the middle of the night with questions that have no final answers. It pulls you forward, even when every rational thought says the world has no inherent direction. Camus never denies the heaviness of this. He doesn't sugarcoat it, doesn't distract from it. He looks directly at the truth. To be conscious is to carry a weight that cannot be set down. And yet, within this burden lies something extraordinary. Because once you recognize the weight, you can also recognize your power, the ability to shape your days, the ability to choose your reactions. The ability to stand within uncertainty without collapsing. Consciousness makes life heavier, but it also makes life yours. Rebellion against meaninglessness. Let the breath slow a little. This is the turning point in Camus' philosophy, the moment where awareness transforms into action. When Camus speaks of rebellion, he doesn't mean chaos or violence. He means something quiet, steady, and profoundly human. The refusal to surrender to meaninglessness. If the universe will not give you purpose, then rebellion is the decision to live as though your choices still matter, not because the cosmos commands it, but because you do. Rebellion begins the instant you stop searching for absolute answers and start creating your own direction. It's the painter who keeps working despite knowing his art won't change the world. The mother who loves fiercely even though time guarantees loss. The worker who pours effort into a life that offers no promise of cosmic reward. The person who gets up each morning, not because life is justified, but because there is something they still want to do, to feel, to build. Camus calls this the revolt of the living, a quiet uprising against despair. Rebellion is choosing to live fully in a world that refuses to explain itself, choosing engagement over withdrawal, choosing presence over resignation, choosing to create sparks of meaning. In a universe that remains silent, you are not rebelling against the universe, you are rebelling within it, asserting your freedom, your dignity, your ability to say yes to life even when life refuses to justify itself. This rebellion is not loud, it is calm, persistent, a flame that continues to burn in the wind. The silent universe. After confronting the absurdity of existence, we notice something else. The universe itself is silent. It does not answer our questions. It does not intervene in our struggles. It simply exists, vast and indifferent. Albert Camus described this silence as a mirror to our own consciousness. We seek meaning, patterns, and purpose, yet the cosmos offers none. Stars burn and fade, planets drift, and galaxies collide, utterly unaware of our joys, our griefs, or our attempts to understand them. This silence can feel isolating. It can make our lives seem insignificant against the backdrop of eternity. And yet, there is a subtle liberation in this realization. If the universe owes us nothing, then we are free to create our own values, to define our own purpose, to act without awaiting permission or approval. The silent universe does not dictate what we must do, it only observes, and in that observation, we find both challenge and opportunity. We can rebel, we can create, we can live fully, because there is no ultimate script, no divine author, no predetermined ending. Tonight, as you listen, let the vast, quiet cosmos remind you of your freedom. Let it calm the mind by showing that the weight of existence is yours alone to shape, softly, deliberately, with gentle awareness. The weight of consciousness. To be conscious is to be aware, and with awareness comes a peculiar burden. We do not simply exist like stones or trees. We reflect, we anticipate, we imagine, we see our own mortality. We grasp the inevitability of suffering, and we feel the sharp pang of questions without answers. Camus called this awareness the heart of the absurd. The world does not yield meaning, yet our minds crave it. To be awake is to sense the vastness of the universe while simultaneously feeling the weight of our own desires, fears, and responsibilities. This weight can feel heavy. It presses against our very being, reminding us that time pauses, that choices matter, and that life may ultimately be indifferent to our hopes. Yet in this heaviness lies the seed of something vital, freedom, Because the absurd rises only when consciousness meets the silence of the universe. Recognizing it allows us to confront life without illusions. It grants us clarity, that our actions, our loves, our passions, though fleeting, are entirely ours to choose. As you settle into quiet tonight, consider this: the weight of consciousness need not crush you. It can sharpen your senses, deepen your appreciation, and awaken a serene strength within. You are alive, aware, and capable of shaping your own fleeting world. Rebellion against meaninglessness. Camus teaches that once we see the absurd, the clash between our longing for meaning and the universe's indifference, we face a choice. We can despair, or we can rebel. Rebellion does not mean resisting the universe or demanding answers it cannot give. Instead, it is an internal revolt, a conscious decision to live fully, passionately, and authentically, even when life offers no ultimate justification. The absurd hero accepts that life has no preordained purpose, yet refuses to surrender to nihilism. Every action, every creation, every moment of attention becomes significant precisely because it is chosen freely, not because it fulfills some cosmic script. This rebellion is not noisy or chaotic. It is quiet, deliberate, and profound. It is the defiance of the human spirit. I may not know why, but I will live as I choose. As your mind grows calm and your body settles into rest, imagine this rebellion not as a struggle, but as a gentle, persistent light, a determination to embrace life fully, even without guarantees. Here, in the quiet, you can feel your own strength, your own freedom, your own quiet courage to continue. The myth of Sisyphus. Camus presents the image of Sisyphus, condemned to push a boulder up a hill for eternity, only to watch it roll back down each time he reaches the top. On the surface, it is a punishment without end, a symbol of futility and despair, yet Camus invites us to look closer. Sisyphus is awake. He knows the truth of his situation. He sees the absurdity, the repetitive struggle, the lack of ultimate meaning, and he continues. With awareness, he claims the task as his own. In this light, Sisyphus becomes a figure of resilience and subtle triumph. His labor is meaningless in the cosmic sense, yet he is conscious. He chooses his attitude. He embraces the effort. And in this embrace, he finds a freedom that the gods cannot take away. Our lives, in many ways, mirror this endless uphill climb. Responsibilities, routines, disappointments, the tasks often feel eternal and unrewarding. Yet, as we recognize the absurdity, we gain a choice to push forward with despair, or to push with awareness and even quiet joy. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, picture Sisyphus at the summit, pausing for a moment, aware of his burden yet quietly defiant. In that pause, feel a subtle liberation. The power to face your own tasks with consciousness, courage, and calm. Freedom within the absurd. In recognizing the absurd, we encounter a paradox. The universe offers no meaning, yet this very recognition liberates us. Camus calls it freedom, the freedom to live without appeal to external validation or divine purpose. When life is stripped of preordained meaning, every choice, every act, every moment becomes a canvas for our own creation. We are no longer bound by rules imposed from outside. We are architects of our own experience. This freedom is not chaotic. It is intentional and profound. It is the awareness that nothing dictates how we should feel, whom we should love, or how we should act. The absence of cosmic purpose does not diminish life. It magnifies it. Every sensation, every thought, every encounter is ours to shape. Camus reminds us that even in the face of absurdity, we can live passionately, vividly, and with courage, To embrace the absurd is to embrace life fully, not waiting for meaning to appear, but creating it moment by moment, within the scope of our own consciousness. As you lie still, breathe gently, and feel the calm settle. Know this, the absurd is not a prison, but a doorway. Step through it quietly tonight, and let freedom, quiet, patient, and limitless, fill your mind. Why happiness is still possible. Even in a universe without inherent meaning, Camus insists that happiness remains within reach. It does not depend on wealth, status, or cosmic approval. It depends on awareness, engagement, and acceptance. Happiness rises when we live authentically, fully embracing our experiences without clinging to illusions. To savor the absurdity is to savor life itself, the laughter, the sorrow, the quiet moments of reflection, and the beauty hidden in fleeting instants. Camus writes that Sisyphus, fully conscious of his endless toil, is happy in his rebellion, not because the boulder has meaning, but because he has embraced his condition. Likewise, we can find joy not in the world's answers, but in our own responses. Happiness, in this sense, is a quiet courage, the courage to wake each day, to face uncertainty, and to participate in life without guarantees. It is the freedom to invest meaning where we can, in our actions, our connections, and our choices. Tonight, as you relax and let your body soften, imagine happiness as a subtle warmth, born not of external events, but of your own engagement with life. Let it settle over you like a soft blanket, reassuring you that even in the absurd, there is beauty, there is vitality, and there is peace. Love, loss, and the fragility of being. Camus understood that human life is woven with love and loss, joy and grief, delicate threads that define our experience yet can unravel at any moment. In a silent, indifferent universe, the bonds we form are fleeting, yet they are profoundly real. To love is to risk pain, to open oneself to the uncertainty of impermanence. Every connection, every embrace, every shared moment carries the weight of potential loss. Yet, Camus argues, this fragility is precisely what gives life its depth. To avoid love because of loss is to reject the richness of existence itself. Absurd awareness teaches us that suffering is inevitable, but so is beauty, to feel fully, to care deeply. To allow oneself to be moved by life, even in the knowledge that it will end, is to live. Authentically, the universe may be indifferent, but our hearts are not. As you listen and settle into the quiet of night, imagine the delicate balance of love and loss as a gentle rhythm, ebbing and flowing like waves. Accept the fragility of being. Let it deepen your empathy, your presence, and your capacity to appreciate the fleeting wonders of life. Living without appeal. To live without appeal is to exist without seeking validation from external forces, gods, fate, or society. Camus teaches that the absurd rises when we demand that the world answer our desires, that life conform to our hopes, or that meaning be handed to us. Living without appeal is a conscious choice, to act, to love, to create, and to persist without waiting for approval. It is to embrace existence on its own terms, acknowledging both its indifference and its possibilities. When we stop appealing to the universe for justice, recognition, or certainty, we reclaim our power. Our lives no longer hinge on outcomes outside our control. Instead, every decision, every moment, becomes an expression of our freedom. Camus' absurd hero does not plead with life. He engages with it fully. Each choice is deliberate, each effort intentional, and each breath a quiet affirmation of existence. As your mind drifts toward sleep, let go of the need for the world to validate you. Allow yourself to rest in the quiet authority of your own consciousness, knowing that the only approval that truly matters is your own. Responsibility in an indifferent world. Even though the universe offers no guidance or inherent meaning, Camus reminds us that we still bear responsibility for our actions, our choices, and the way we engage with life. Absurdity does not absolve us. It clarifies the weight of our freedom. Without preordained purpose, every decision matters precisely because it is ours alone. How we treat others, how we respond to challenges, and how we live day to day defines the life we carve out in a silent world. Camus emphasizes that embracing responsibility is not a burden, but a form of empowerment. By acknowledging our role in shaping our own experience, we reclaim agency even when circumstances seem arbitrary or cruel. The absurd hero does not complain about the unfairness of the world. He sees the indifference and says, "I will act anyway. I will live anyway." It is in this conscious engagement, in the embrace of responsibility despite meaninglessness, that freedom and integrity emerge. As you relax deeper into stillness, let this awareness settle softly. Even in an indifferent universe, your choices resonate, your actions matter, and your presence shapes the world in subtle, profound ways. Embracing the present moment. In the face of an indifferent universe and the absurdity of existence, Camus reminds us that the present moment is all we truly possess. Past regrets and future anxieties dissolve when we focus on what is here, now. The breath, the heartbeat, the sensations of being alive. To embrace the present is to participate fully in life without demanding it conform to our expectations. It is to experience joy, sorrow, and wonder directly, without filtering them through the lens of should or must. Every fleeting moment becomes significant because it is directly lived, not postponed or deferred. Camus writes that the absurd does not diminish life, it magnifies it. Awareness of impermanence sharpens our perception and deepens our appreciation for the simple, often overlooked aspects of existence. The laughter of a friend, the warmth of sunlight, the quiet rhythm of night, each moment carries its own fullness, waiting only for our attention. As you lie in the quiet of night, let go of regrets and expectations. Feel the gentle rhythm of your breath. Notice the subtle sensations of your body, the calm settling over your mind. In this moment, right here, right now, you are alive, fully present, fully awake, and entirely yourself. The gentle courage to continue. Camus teaches that once we recognize the absurd and embrace the silence of the universe, we are called to act with gentle courage. Life offers no guarantees, yet we move forward anyway, choosing to live, to create, and to love. Even when meaning is uncertain, this courage is quiet, not heroic in the conventional sense. It is the willingness to wake each day, to meet challenges, and to engage with the world with awareness and presence. It is the refusal to surrender to despair, even when the absurd threatens to overwhelm. Like Sisyphus pushing his boulder, we continue not because the task has ultimate significance, but because we claim our freedom in the act itself, in each deliberate step, each mindful choice, each moment of engagement. We find purpose that is entirely our own. Camus reminds us that living in the face of absurdity is a form of grace. It is a recognition that life is fragile, fleeting, and uncertain, yet still worth the effort, still worth the attention, still worth the courage as your body softens and your thoughts quiet. Allow this gentle courage to settle within you. Let it be the whisper that guides you into rest, assuring you that even in a silent, indifferent universe, you are capable of living fully, meaningfully, and peacefully. Conclusion, a calm, reflective closing. As night deepens and your body surrenders to stillness, let the wisdom of Camus guide your mind into quiet reflection. The absurd may surround us, the silence of the universe, the fleeting nature of life, the inevitability of loss. Yet within this recognition lies freedom, clarity, and gentle courage. You are conscious, aware, and capable of shaping your own experience. You can embrace the present, act with responsibility, and live fully without waiting for meaning to appear. Love, loss, joy, and sorrow are all threads in the intricate tapestry of your life, each adding depth and richness to the moments you hold. Tonight, release the need for answers, the pressure of expectations, and the desire for certainty. Let your mind rest in the quiet acceptance of what is, and let your heart find peace in the courage to continue. Sleep now with the calm assurance that, even in an indifferent universe, your consciousness, your choices, and your presence are enough. Let this gentle understanding carry you into rest, where dreams flow freely and the mind finds ease.